I'm going to show you in this demonstration how to install Guide. This is the Photoshop extension that makes doing complex guides really, really simple. This used to be a free tool, and just recently they changed it so that it is now something you have to pay for. There aren't very many things that I would ever tell anybody to pay for. If you decide later that you're going to go into any kind of web development, poster development, anything where you have to make really complex guides, it's worth 10 bucks. All right, but I'm not telling you have to buy it now. For now, we're just going to install the trial. So if you go to guide.me, okay, guide.me, right? You can scroll down, and underneath where you can buy it, you can click on try Guide for free. All right, so that's what we're going to do. And then if you click on that, it's going to ask you where to download it. I've already downloaded the zipped file, so, and where I chose to download it was in my Creative Cloud Files folder, and that's something that probably was created in your main user directory. So mine, for instance, would be under Lee Kotner, right? So it was created probably whenever you installed Photoshop Creative Cloud. So I'm not going to download this because I've already downloaded it, but what I will do is I will go to that folder where I downloaded it. And I'm going to double click it. And I want to show you what's inside of it. If we twirl this down, there's a README text file. So let's open that really quickly. And let's take a peek at what it says. All right, so I'll blow it up so you can read it. So it asks you first to launch the Photoshop version that you want to install it in. All right, if you're in Windows, you'll need to launch it as an administrator, okay? So to launch something as an administrator in Photoshop, or to launch something in Windows as an administrator, what you would do is you would right click on the application and say run as administrator. All right. Now, then you're going to go to File Scripts Browse. All right, and then you're going to navigate to where it's located here on your computer, and you're going to install it, right? Then you have to restart Photoshop, and it's going to show up as an extension. All right, and then if that doesn't work, you can always deal with this stuff. All right, so let's go ahead and give that a shot. Let's go ahead and open Photoshop. Okay, and so it says to go to File, and then Scripts, and then Browse. So we're going to look for that file, and I click on Creative Cloud Files, and then I can open this up, and then I found my installer.jsx, click on Open, and you might get an error. And what it's telling you, don't just freak out and look, stop right there. Look at what it's saying. It's saying it can't create, basically it can't create the folder. And so it's saying you might have to manually create the folder and then run the script again. So let's try that. All right, so I'm going to navigate to that place in my file system. It's going to be different on Windows. It'll give you a different pathway. You'll have to navigate to it. If any of the folders are hidden folders, which I don't think that they are, but if they are, you'll have to make sure that you enable browsing of hidden folders. But anyway, this is on an Apple computer right now. So what I need to do is just go to the desktop or to the Finder, and we're going to navigate to that location. So it's not the library that it's not your user library, it's the main library. So in mine, it's going to go to the Macintosh hard drive, so the root level directory, that's what that first / is. And then you would come down here and you would find your library, and then you would go to application support, and then Adobe, and then the CEP file. Let's find that, or folder, not file. CEP, and then you see here we've got extensions, and we need something for guide. So let's make the new folder, and it needs my permission. That's it doesn't have permission to do this, and that's why it couldn't install it. So let's go in here and give it permission by creating the folder, and we're going to call it guide, and it needs to be the proper pathway. So it says that it's using capital G UIDE, capital G UIDE again. Okay, so let's try that again. Let's go up here to Scripts, Browse. We'll try this installer again. Okay, and it worked. So now it's saying, please install, or please restart Photoshop. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. So we're going to quit Photoshop and then start it over again. And we'll see if it's there. And there are some ways that you'll know that it's there. You can go up here to Window, you can look at extensions, and you'll see that the Guide trial is loaded there. And if you click it, then this will come up, the Guide Trial uh, panel, and you can choose to give anonymous feedback or not. Okay, it doesn't matter. And then this is the panel that you're going to have that you can dock anywhere else with all of your other stuff. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and in this demonstration here because that shows you how to install it. You can also try installing it through the Creative Cloud installer as well. I've had some problems with that, and one of the reasons that I wanted to show you to do it this way is because if you had a former version of Creative Cloud before the 2015 version, one of the things that you might experience is some problems due to the Extension Manager. There used to be a program, a little application called Extension Manager that actually came with the Creative Cloud and previous versions of Photoshop, or any kind of Creative Suite. And that is now deprecated. And so if you have any problems installing something, let's say from, let's see if I can find where's the web? There we go. If you have any problems installing it, say that like you wanted to try to do it from the Photoshop CC application, then there is a checklist of things that you might want to take a look at for troubleshooting, and it's on this page, troubleshooting add-ons, and it's on the adobeexchange.com/resources/19. And I think that if I take this off, let's see, yeah, so it's going to be article 19. So anyway, again, that's www.adobeexchange.com and then /resources/19. And this will be a troubleshooting guide if you try to install it some other way. And one of the things that it tells you is that the extension manager is obsolete. And so if you have an older version that you haven't updated, so let's say you've got 2014, then you know, you might not have any problems. I don't know. So, but otherwise you might have to uninstall the extension manager. And that's one of the reasons I just wanted to show you how to do it directly through the Photoshop application. Okay, and just remember, Windows users, you need to install that as an administrator. That is why on my Mac it couldn't install it the first time, is because it didn't have permission to create that folder called Guide. And I had to do it manually as an Apple user, but on a Windows computer, it's going to require that you have administrator privileges. So again, if you want to install something like that, you're going to run Photoshop as an administrator. So you would right-click on the Photoshop application and then choose Run as Administrator. So that means you have to have administrator permission on that computer. Okay. All right. That's the end of this tutorial on how to install Guide.